everyone, today we're going to be talking about the colostrum effects of skin aging, especially in the areas, now these are studies that they found in the areas of skin pigmentation, aging, how it ages the skin, as well as skin hydration. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Christy and I have been professionally treating clients in the area of treatment-resistant hyperpigmentation, skin aging, and acne without the use of topical medication for over 18 years, and I've done over 27,000 different treatments. So we're going to be focusing on that. And if you are interested and you are tired of going from skincare to skincare and you're not really sure what is happening with your skin and you're not interested in using topical medication, then I will put the links in the description below. The treatments are focused on a three-pronged approach, which is nutrition, supplements, and the right skincare combination for your skin, your specific skin type. So just to give you an example, for someone who has age spots versus someone who has melasma, someone who's postmenopausal versus a man is going to be very different. So it's all based on how you answer the consultation. Okay, so let's first talk about pigmentation, since that is my area of specialty. So what they did is these tests, they applied lactoferrin. So lactoferrin is an iron binding glycoprotein that is abundant in the first milk of mammals, even in humans. But these tests that they used specifically were bovine colostrum. And what they found was when they applied it, now in this specific instance, they used a three-dimensional cultured model and they applied the lactoferrin onto pigmentation. And they found that when applied transdermally, that it actually reduced the amount of pigmentation formation, as well as reducing the appearance by 20% of the pigmentation. So much so that they are now doing further studies on actually taking the lactoferrin and actually applying it on skin. So that is a positive result. So now we're going to be talking about the second one, which is going to be skin aging. So this study, first of all, in colostrum, there are growth factors, cytokines, a lot of helpful enzymes that are anti-inflammatory and have a lot of protective factors and actually supports collagen growth. Now here is what is interesting. Now we're not going to go too much down this rabbit hole, but just to kind of give you a brief explanation so we can all be on the same page, is for those of you who are not familiar, there is something called telomeres. Those are chromosomes and they look like little X's. Telomeres act as like the shoelace protectors at the ends of the chromosomes. They protect DNA, and what it does is it protects it from fraying. So just like the shoelace ends, you know, those little plastic things that are at the ends of shoelaces to protect them from fraying and then, you know, coming apart. That's the same thing of what telomeres do. They protect the chromosomes from shortening. You want them to be lengthened, because the shorter that the telomeres become, the faster that those cells age. So the telomeres actually protect it. Now, there are different studies that actually have shown with the long-term use of retinoids that there are some different cell types that actually, it increases aging, so it shortens the telomeres. Okay, so what they found with lactoferrin that's in the bovine colostrum is they have found that it actually lengthens the telomeres and actually helps protect the fibroblasts, which create collagen and elastin in our skin. So let me tell you about this study that is actually really interesting, that so much so that they are really looking into this as far as topical application for anti-aging in skincare. So the objective of the study was basically to observe to see if the liposoma bovine colostrum actually had a lengthening effect on the telomeres, to basically measure the telomeres aging biomarker. So to see if colostrum actually protected the skin or slowing the skin from aging. So they actually did apply it on human fibroblasts. So fibroblast is what creates the collagen and elastin. And so the first category was just applying it with colostrum. And what they found was it actually did lengthen the telomere length. The second category is they applied the no colostrum and just applied hydrogen peroxide, which is an oxidative stress. So they wanted to see, when they applied that, did the telomeres shorten or what happened with no colostrum? And yes, the telomeres actually did shorten. And the third category is they actually introduced the oxidative stress, which is the hydrogen peroxide. Then they applied and then actually shortened, right? Then they applied the colostrum to see if it had a protective effect. And yes, it did. It actually lengthened the telomere length. So it does have a protective effect on this. And that is what they found, is that even introducing oxidative stress, that it could repair the length of the telomeres and actually slow down the aging. So again, these results have been positive, and the study suggests that the effects of the colostrum definitely can affect the aging of the skin. So they're actually going to do more further studies to see, and this particular test was actually on topically. So the third one we're going to be talking about is actually how colostrum affects skin hydration and your skin barrier. Now, the last one you may be interested in, especially if you have an impaired skin barrier, as well as you're fighting transepidermal water loss, or you have eczema or psoriasis. This last one is the one that I found the most benefit as far as my skin goes. So my skin is postmenopausal. I did actually see a change in the hydration levels of this, and I have been taking this now for 9 months. And this is why I've been doing several videos on this beyond just my anecdotal experience, but actually digging in and looking at some of the research in this. Now, I looked at 2 different studies. One was actually, they're studying the same thing. The difference is one of them is how the results were applying it topically on the skin, as well as taking supplementation of this. So they found that the lactoferrin in bovine colostrum actually can serve as a moisturizer for skin and enhance skin barrier. Now, what it did is actually enhanced the expression of a specific protein called AQP3, otherwise known as aquaporin-3. It's a filigran. So it's a type of protein that's in the skin. And what it does is it can play a key role in the skin's natural moisturizing factor. How that helps is it takes the water in your skin, as well as the glycerol, which is a natural occurring humectant in the skin, and transport that up to the epidermis of the skin. And so people who have impaired skin barrier, what they found, especially the test was in eczema and in psoriasis, is they lacked this protein. Their skin was low in this particular protein, or that for whatever reason, the protein was not expressing itself. It wasn't doing its job. So now further studies are still being done on this, but they have found such positive results. That's why they were able to get more funding to see how lactoferrin can play a role in skin barrier function. And the studies that were done were not funded by, like the Dairy Association or anything like that. So it was very interesting in this. Now, if you are a mature woman and you also want to find out more on what it does beyond the skin, specifically for your bones and your blood, that type of thing, then I'll put the link for the video up here. And if you want to know how to use lactoferrin or bovine supplement more in your foods, then I'll put a link up above. And thank you for watching. Remember, makeup is an art, skincare is a science. We will see you in the next video.